This is Honeycrisp Final Board Report. Our team members consist of Maggie Smith, Victoria Adams, Jaylee Mays, Hannah Evans, and Victoria Milton. Actions taken against and departures from the business plan. The sales force increased greater than we predicted. In Q5, we increased sales office personnel to 14 instead of the predicted 8. We needed to increase the amount we could sell per person. We also figured out what the wrench meant, which was support. In Q6, we increased the sales office personnel to 21 because of the new sales office in Chicago. The way we increased the Web Center sales personnel was different than predicted. Instead of increasing the Web Center sales personnel by 1 in each quarter, we hired 2 people in Q5. In our business plan, we stated that we would potentially increase the factory production capabilities. We were unsure if we would be able to do this in Q5 and Q6. However, we did end up increasing fixed capacity in Q5. Furthermore, we predicted we would potentially take a loan out in the amount of $2.5 million. However, we ended up taking a loan out in the amount of $3.5 million. In our business plan, we stated that we may potentially increase the pension percentage and vacation pay for the sales workforce. We did not do this. We originally planned to only create 1 new product, but we actually created 4 new products. In Q5, we created Ginger Gold and Ruby Frost, and in Q6, we created Pacific Rose and Snapdragon. We did not update our ad design in Q6, but we did increase ad placement in Q5. In our business plan, we stated that we would invest in R&D for the fail-proof UltraCap hard drive. However, the cost of this R&D was more than we could expend. We ended up investing in R&D for a high-comfort keyboard and mouse instead. This choice was applicable to many different products. We originally only planned on opening an additional sales office in Paris. However, we decided to open an additional sales office in Chicago to increase our exposure and potential increase in sales. Actions taken according to the business plan. In Q5, we did not increase the salary of the factory worker. However, we did increase their compensation by increasing the annual salary and improving their health benefits. Also in Q5, for the sales personnel compensation, we increased their annual pay. We did not make any changes to their compensation package during Q6. In Q5 and Q6, we maintained a positive cash balance. We increased revenues relative to expenditures. Our expenditures decreased from Q5 to Q6, and our revenues increased respectively. The income statement for Q6 reflects net income in the amount of $3,256,108 for Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp is on its way to becoming financially self-sustaining. We updated 2 of our existing products, the iCrisp to iCrisp 2 and iHoney 2 to Royal Gala. During Q6, manufacturing productivity increased to 1.0. In Q5, we opened a new sales office in Paris, as we had planned. We did, and almost all products have a continual decrease in sales price. For our web marketing, we added a secure website and order tracking as planned.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm Maggie Smith, and I'm going to touch on key points regarding significant events, as well as major strengths and weaknesses. As far as significant events go, there were several critical circumstances that helped our company excel. We made the unanimous decision to open additional sales offices in Chicago and Paris to solidify our global position. We had some indecision on how to handle the research and development licensing agreement we were offered, and came to the conclusion that the offer was not in our favor enough to accept it. Emerging into the Mercedes market in the 5th quarter was somewhat of a stretch for us, as that target market was neither our primary nor secondary target market. We felt this would expand our product variety as well as our customer base. Our decision to enter the Mercedes market proved to be quite profitable for us. In future quarters, we would aim to be able to meet sales capacity by increasing fixed capacity. Originally, we had planned to have a very select number of products and update them throughout the simulation. But based on competition and trends in the market, we thought increasing the number of products we offer would be financially and competitively beneficial for us in the long run. As the simulation progressed, companies had the opportunity to be funded by venture capitalists and also had more capital to invest in research and development. For these reasons, the market was able to advance. There are several aspects of our balanced scorecard I would like to address. Our main strengths include financial performance, investment in future, and manufacturing productivity. We had recent high earnings per share as well as high ending cash balances. In regard to investment, we continuously contributed money to our CD as well as funded multiple research and development projects. Our main weaknesses include marketing effectiveness as well as asset management. At the beginning of the simulation, we had acceptably rated advertisements, but we quickly learned we should have invested more in exceptional advertisements for each product. And Victoria is going to expand more on this in a moment. Our other major weakness was due to our excess inventory, low asset turnover, and low net revenues. As the simulation progressed, our asset management improved. Victoria is now going to take us through the analysis of the market and competition.
Over the course of the simulation, our market position has fluctuated, but we were able to establish a decent placement as of now. Our brand judgment, price judgment, and ad judgment are all things that have contributed to Honeycrisp Technologies' current state. Each company has a sales office in Paris and Chicago, but right now we only have one competitor in Sao Paulo. Unfortunately, we have the second smallest market share and the second lowest level of demand, but in Q6 we were able to generate the most net profit. For our brand judgment in the workhorse segment, our iCrisp 2 is sitting at a 78, which ranks us second in the world market. For the Mercedes market, our Pacific Rose ranked 4th with a brand judgment score of 79. And for the Traveler segment, our Snapdragon also ranked 4th with a score of 79. As for our ad position, we've had some difficulties. Our plan in previous quarters was to update our ads for different products and expand ad placement. We did make these changes, but we found that through marketing research, maybe a simple ad that targets all segments would work well. Taking that into consideration, we made some final changes to our ads and created one to target all segments. Making this change moved our ad judgment to a 4th ranking in the workhorse and Mercedes segments with scores of 85 and 60, but last in the Traveler segment with a score of 69. All of our products in their respective markets now have a price judgment score of 100.
Hello, I'm Jaylee, and I will be talking about our strategy for the future quarters. Our goal is to maintain a positive cash balance with increased revenue relative to expenditures. We had a net profit of $3,256,108 in the last quarter. We plan to keep increasing our profit by making executive decisions that we think are beneficial to our brand image. We are creating shareholder value by improving our products while expanding our business to different countries. We increased our EPS tremendously this past quarter. Our EPS is sitting at $36 this quarter, and in the previous quarters it had been in the negative. We have also paid off 1/3 of our loan, and we plan to pay the rest of it off in the next 2 quarters. A good human resource management ratio is 0.8, and we are actually sitting at 0.828. In regards to this ratio, we are doing very well. We are above average for sales workforce compensation and a little below average for factory workers' compensation. We plan to increase their compensation packages. The amount we choose to increase the pay will all depend on how well we are doing financially. We want to keep our employees happy. Market research is a vital thing for our company to succeed. Being able to see how and what other companies are doing lets us improve our products. We will be purchasing market research every quarter. We currently have one ad. It is an ad that is advertising our company and not a specific product. We are currently putting this ad in General Business Magazine, Leading Trade Journal, New Venture Magazine, Sports Magazine, and Science and Technology Magazine. Our ad is rated acceptable for Workhorse. We are planning to create an ad that is specific to Mercedes and Traveler. We are planning on improving our web traffic. We will do this by contracting with major search engines to be listed in their electronic stores and to show pop-up window ads if user fits customer profile. We will also update our website. Our manufacturing strategy is to improve the products we have while creating new products to improve the diversity of our products we sell. We plan to buy new R&D, which will lead to improvements to the current products we have. We are currently selling 7 different products. With our current products and the creation of new products, we will not only have to increase factory production capabilities, but we will also have to sell obsolete products. A good score for marketing productivity is 0.8, and our marketing productivity is perfect, a 1.0. We plan to do our best at keeping it at a 1.0. Our sales strategy is to expand to new countries. The first country we would expand to is Shanghai, with the expansion of the new products, what Honeycrisp Technologies are producing, and we will be expanding the workforce. We will maintain a competitive price.
I'm Victoria, and I'll be covering our learning experience, what we did well, and what we plan on doing differently in the future. So overall, each quarter we learned how to review our balanced scorecard better and how to relate this to our company and our progress. It was definitely a learning experience, and we also learned how to effectively use market research and our financial ratios to help us predict the future. As you can tell in the screenshot of our industry financial ratios, we did quite well and had the highest in some areas and others not so great. Our inventory turnover, as you can see, was one of the lowest. However, our fixed asset turnover happened to be the highest, and our return on assets was one of the highest as well. And in our financial statement highlights, our gross profit was also not the lowest, not the highest, but pretty close to the average. While we cannot be everything to everyone, we realize that starting in Sao Paulo may have led us to have a slightly slower start than the rest of our competitors. What worked really well for us, we throughout the quarters had more differentiated products and also some of the best compensation packages. Our cumulative HR management was really well, and as you can tell, overall we did 0.78, and our highest quarters, 5 and 6, were at 0.83. We also didn't have a lot of wasted space in manufacturing, and our manufacturing productivity was also really well, and I think we can give this to our great compensation packages. What we would do differently in the future, I think we'll focus on changing our main market to Mercedes, because as we introduced one new product in Mercedes, we have the largest market share in that, and then focus on Traveler, and then lastly Workhorse. Take competitive actions or competition's actions into consideration much sooner, and possibly start off in our larger market of Chicago or Paris. And also, I think we will also be investing a lot more in market research and improve our ads and have ads for each individual market. In conclusion, this has been a great learning experience, and thank you for your time.